It is a shocking revelation that Joyce Meyer has undergone an unexpected transformation. Joyce Meyer is widely regarded as one of the most influential Christian authors and speakers in the world. This admiration has been around for a long time. Millions of people all over the world have been able to benefit from her teachings, which are packed with both practical insights and spiritual guidance. Joyce, who is well known for her approach that is grounded in reality, connects with her audience through the use of humorous and relatable family anecdotes. On the other hand, what is currently making headlines is not just her message. Rather, it is her physical transformation. The appearance of the woman who was once a representation of unwavering tradition has undergone a comprehensive transformation in recent times. The appearance of her lips, as well as her face and mouth, has undergone a discernible transformation. A variety of responses have been received from her followers, including those from her husband, Dave Meyers, in response to this transformation. Joyce Meyer is a mother of 4 and the author of over 90 books, all of which have been bestsellers. She was born in 1943. Through the teachings of God, she has made it her life's mission to assist others in making positive changes in their lives. On the other hand, Joyce recently made the courageous decision to undergo plastic surgery in order to improve her appearance. As someone who does not shy away from controversy, she publicly acknowledged her decision and stated that she does not have any regrets about it. Conversations have been sparked among her followers as a result of her decision to undergo cosmetic procedures, such as Botox and a facelift. Previously reserved for Hollywood's elite, such as Angelina Jolie, facelifts are now becoming increasingly common among women in their 50s of age. This discussion has been rekindled within Christian circles as a result of Joyce's profound transformation. Joyce is steadfast in her conviction that her relationship with God has not changed, despite the fact that some of her followers have expressed the opinion that these procedures were unnecessary. She stresses that the decision she made was not motivated by vanity, but rather by the desire to feel comfortable in her own skin. The emotional response from Joyce Meyer's husband, Dave, was the one that truly moved hearts, despite the fact that Joyce Meyer's transformation may have been the subject of headlines. In response to Joyce Meyer's unexpected revelation, Dave Meyers experienced a range of emotions. Dave and Joyce Meyer have been traveling together for more than half a century, and their journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Since the beginning of their marriage, which is founded on faith and perseverance, they have endured a great number of storms, each of which has helped them become the steadfast couple that they are today. On the other hand, their most recent obstacle, Joyce's unexpected transformation, has demonstrated that even after decades of being together, new challenges can emerge, putting the extent of their love before the test. Her life was fraught with adversity prior to her becoming a Christian educator who is renowned all over the world and an author who has sold millions of copies. After graduating from high school at the age of 18, she was able to leave her troubled home and marry her first husband. Instability and betrayal were the hallmarks of the marriage, which was marked by turmoil. She went through a brief but excruciating period in her life as a result of her husband's infidelity and his ability to persuade her to steal payroll checks from her place of employment. The damage was done, despite the fact that she eventually paid back the money that had been stolen. More strain was placed on their relationship when, in 1964, they experienced a miscarriage, and then the following year, they became pregnant again. Joyce found herself in the position of being forced to return to her parents' house in 1966. Having been divorced, having limited resources, and having an infant son, Joyce was left with profound emotional scars as a result of these early experiences, and after her divorce, she found herself struggling to find her way. While she was looking for solace in all the wrong places, she frequented the bars in the neighborhood. In spite of this, it was during this period of distress that she came into contact with Dave Meyer, an engineering draftsman who would go on to become her most reliable and powerful source of support. It was on January 7, 1967 that the couple tied the knot, which was a significant moment in Joyce's life. Despite the fact that their early years were not without their share of difficulties, Dave's unwavering faith and support assisted Joyce in navigating her feelings of resentment and verbal abuse. Joyce admitted in a later statement that she had been resentful and verbally abusive in the beginning. In spite of this, Dave did not waver in his conviction that love and faith have the power to bring about spiritual transformation. 3 children were added to their expanding family over the course of the subsequent few years, which served to further strengthen their connection with one another. Their journey has not been devoid of challenges at any point. Joyce often reflects on the significance of perseverance in marriage, a lesson that she and her husband received from the challenges they faced in their early years. You can go to God and ask, "What do you want me to do to make this situation better?" It is simple to give up, but you can also ask God something else. In a candid interview, Joyce reflected on the factors that contributed to the longevity of their love. In her explanation, she stated that she believes it is successful because we have stopped trying to change each other. When we were younger, we used to shake hands and tell each other, "I accept you exactly as you are." This momentous occasion served as a turning point, laying the groundwork for a long-lasting partnership that is founded on acceptance and faith with one another. This resiliency has helped them weather storms on a personal and spiritual level, and most recently, it has helped them weather the dramatic physical transformation that Joyce has undergone. The decision that Joyce made to have plastic surgery elicited a range of responses from people. In the beginning, many people were taken aback by her new and youthful appearance, which caused some to question whether or not such a change was appropriate for a figure who was deeply rooted in faith. Dave's emotional response, on the other hand, was the one that truly captured people's attention. The sight of his wife's new appearance caused him to shed tears, tears of admiration, tears of nostalgia, and possibly tears of the weight of everything they have been through together. Everyone was taken aback by Dave Meyers' reaction to Joyce Meyer's new appearance following the surgery. However, it served as a powerful demonstration of the enduring connection between the two of them. Rather than expressing disapproval, his tears were an expression of overwhelming emotion as he witnessed the transformation of a woman he loved through every challenge, beginning with her troubled past and continuing through this most recent chapter. Rather than striving for perfection, their love story demonstrates that perseverance is the key to a long-lasting marriage. It is Joyce's belief that a healthy marriage is the result of deliberate effort. "My goal is to have a healthy marriage each and every day. There is no chance involved. On occasion, I pray and ask the Lord to provide me with original suggestions on how I can bestow blessings upon Dave." She points out that forgiveness is the driving force behind their accomplishments. The only thing that true love ever says is, "I love you." Even as Dave and Joyce move forward into this new phase of their lives, their commitment has not wavered. The public's reaction brought to light a more general conversation that questions the intersection of faith, image, and authenticity. While Dave's emotional response added a deeply personal dimension to Joyce's transformation, the public reaction brought to light a broader conversation. Joyce's transformation was unexpected, and the public's reaction to it was also unexpected. Joyce's changing appearance has sparked widespread curiosity and discussion, particularly due to the fact that transformations of this nature are rarely associated with religious leaders. The response from the general public has been a combination of admiration, skepticism, and curiosity. Many people were taken aback by this change, primarily due to the fact that Joyce had long been regarded as a figure who was grounded and relatable, and whose appeal was derived from her message rather than her appearance. The public's perception of her as a spiritual guide who focuses on inner beauty and self-acceptance was in direct opposition to the idea that she had undergone changes to her appearance through cosmetic enhancements. It is the perceived contradiction that is responsible for the profound nature of the reaction. The noticeable change that Joyce underwent challenged preconceived notions in a world where religious leaders are frequently regarded as champions of spiritual transformation, rather than ones that focus on physical transformation. This unanticipated shift in focus draws attention to a larger psychological conflict that exists in society between appearance and authenticity. There are questions that arise regarding the intersection of personal choice, societal expectations, and faith when someone like Joyce, who is deeply rooted in spiritual teachings, goes through visible changes. If a spiritual leader wants to improve their message, is it possible for them to seek out external enhancements without compromising their message? The more extensive context of Joyce's personal life is another factor that contributes to the complexity. Her journey from a turbulent first marriage to her enduring partnership with Dave Meyer reveals a woman who has weathered storms that are quite different from what the general public perceives or understands. Now, they are facing a different kind of storm, which is the scrutiny of the public regarding her transformation. The emotionally charged response that Dave had to her new appearance, which was most likely influenced by decades of shared experiences and their mutual development, adds a profoundly personal dimension to this public discussion. In the end, the question that matters the most is not whether Joyce Meyer underwent cosmetic procedures. Rather, It is the broader conversation that her transformation has sparked. This conversation challenges how we perceive spiritual leaders, the pressures that they face, and the grace that they require in order to navigate both their public and personal lives. Despite the fact that Joyce's transformation sparked a significant amount of public discussion, it is by no means the only controversy she has encountered. Her previous choices and events continue to challenge perceptions and spark debate within the Christian community. Joyce Meyer has also been involved in many other scandals. Joyce Meyer has been facing controversies for decisions that have challenged traditional Christian norms and stirred widespread debate. This is in addition to the shocking transformation that she has undergone previously. Meyer disclosed that she had gotten her first tattoos in 2023 when she was 79 years old. This decision came as a surprise to many people who were a part of her faith community. Isaiah 49:16, which states, "I have engraved you on the palms of my hands," was the source of inspiration for Meyer's decision, which she explained in a sermon that she uploaded to her YouTube channel. Meyer noted that her decision was deeply spiritual. For the purpose of serving as a constant reminder to walk in love, she had a small cross tattooed on her back, along with the words, "I belong to Jesus." She also had love inked on her foot. She believed that this verse supported her decision. Her husband Dave, who was 82 years old at the time, also got a tattoo, making the two of them the oldest customers this tattoo artist had ever worked with. There was a lot of thought that went into Meyer's decision, she revealed. Recounting how she had expressed a desire to get a tattoo that represented her faith during a meeting that took place in Australia 5 years earlier, she related the story. Unbeknownst to her, a tattoo artist who was struggling with bipolar disorder and the condemnation of other Christians overheard her. In spite of the fact that he was convinced that his line of work would lead him to hell, he discovered new hope in Meyer's words and made the decision to go back to tattooing. Meyer came to the conclusion that the artist's work was divinely orchestrated as a result of this connection, which was discovered many years later through a mutual acquaintance. At the same time that she emphasized that she had prayed about the tattoos and felt at peace with God, she viewed them as a personal act of faith and urged those who disagreed with her to respect her decision. Meyer was adamant in her stance, stating that on the day of judgment, it would be between her and God, and it would not be accessible to the general public for discussion. On the other hand, others did not concur. As evidence that this commandment is still applicable, critics pointed to Leviticus 19:28, which expresses a strong disapproval of tattooing on the body. Meyer acknowledged that there are a variety of interpretations, but he emphasized that the New Testament does not address tattoos, which leaves room for individual conviction. This controversy rekindled broader debates within the Christian community regarding the appropriate manner in which the Bible ought to be applied in contemporary settings. Meyer had previously been at the center of a significant public controversy, so this was not the first time she had been in this position. During the year 2009, her ministry was involved in a tragic scandal that involved Christopher Coleman, who was the head of security for Joyce Meyer Ministries. The arrest of Coleman for the brutal murders of his wife Sherry and their 2 young sons took place on May 5th of that year, according to the authorities. It was discovered that all 3 had been strangled in their home in Illinois. Coleman was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in May of 2011, following a lengthy trial that lasted for several months. It was revealed by the prosecution that Coleman was having an affair, and he did not want his infidelity to become public because he was afraid of losing his position at the ministry. They compared his reasons to those of King David, who was responsible for the murder of Bathsheba's husband in order to cover up his own transgressions. Not only did the case draw parallels to biblical narratives, but it also drew parallels to the scandal that occurred in Brazil involving the evangelical community and Flor Delis, who was accused of using murder to protect her public image while avoiding divorce. Due to the fact that the ministry had been aware of threats made against the Coleman family and had reported them to law enforcement, Meyer's recorded testimony was an essential component of Coleman's trial. Sherry Coleman's family, despite this, filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Joyce Meyer Ministries, alleging that the organization did not provide them with sufficient protection. In their defense, the attorneys for the ministry argued that there was no way to anticipate Coleman's intentions to commit murder, particularly given the fact that law enforcement had not identified any imminent danger. In 2013, a judge ruled that the ministry could not be held responsible for the actions of a single person, and as a result, the lawsuit was dismissed. The case cast a long-lasting shadow, raising questions about the responsibilities of faith-based institutions in protecting their communities, despite the fact that Meyer and her organization were found not guilty by the law. Meyer's journey has been marked by both spiritual leadership and public scrutiny, beginning with her courageous decision to get tattoos and culminating in the tragedies that occurred with Coleman. These controversies are a reflection of the ongoing tension that exists between personal faith and public perception. They challenge traditional boundaries while simultaneously shaping new dialogues within the Christian religious community. Joyce Meyer continues to demonstrate an unwavering commitment to helping others, both through her ministry and through her personal actions, despite the fact that she has recently been involved in a number of controversial situations. Joyce Meyer's unwavering dedication to philanthropy, Joyce Meyer's dedication to serving underprivileged communities, has remained a defining aspect of her life's work, highlighting a profound compassion that transcends public scrutiny and challenges. Joyce Meyer's work has inspired a lot of people to give back to the community. The St. Louis Dream Center was established in the year 2000 by Joyce Meyer and her husband, Dave Meyer, who had recognized the growing needs of their community by the late 1990s. They took decisive action by establishing the community center. This religion-based organization provides a wide variety of community outreach programs with the goal of bringing about positive change in people's lives. The Dream Center is a testament to the couple's unyielding determination to provide restoration and hope to those who are in need. It incorporates a food pantry, an after-school program, and a residential program for men who are recovering from addiction and destructive lifestyles. They are not satisfied with their commitment to humanitarian work at that point. Hand of Hope, which is the global missions arm of Joyce Meyer Ministries, is responsible for carrying out Christian humanitarian projects all over the world. Under Joyce's commitment to addressing both immediate and long-term needs, these initiatives include feeding programs, disaster relief efforts, and the provision of clean water and health care to communities that are economically disadvantaged. In the year 2010, her ministry was responsible for the provision of over 29 million meals across the world, ensuring that communities that were suffering from hunger had access to food. In the city of St. Louis, more than 6,000 children received daily care, and 43,000 meals were provided to children who were homeless or coming from disadvantaged backgrounds. There were 236,000 people who received free medical care, which is a lifeline for those who do not have access to various essential health services. Over 1,100 children were provided with a place to live and care for on a daily basis in 45 children's homes, which provided them with stability and security during difficult times. The efforts of the ministry to provide clean water have also been significant. In that year, 16 new freshwater wells were constructed, bringing the total number of wells across India and other remote areas to over 370. There have been over 2 million gift bags distributed to inmates in correctional facilities since 1998. These gift bags provide inmates with hope and encouragement. There were over 150,000 people in Haiti who received food, water, and medical care after the devastating natural disasters that occurred there. Additionally, 100 new homes were built to assist in the recovery of those individuals. A minimum of 9.4 million euros, which is equivalent to $10 million, have been donated to disaster relief up to this point, demonstrating Joyce's dedication to providing prompt and efficient responses to emergencies. The philanthropic endeavors of Joyce Meyer demonstrate a profound compassion for those who are less fortunate and a steadfast belief in the power of faith-driven action. Her ministry's global reach and dedication to social outreach continue to reflect her deep-seated commitment to making a meaningful difference in the lives of countless individuals. This demonstrates that her heart continues to remain firmly with those who are in need, despite the difficulties that she is currently experiencing. What do you think about the transformation that Joyce has undergone? Are there some of her beliefs that you share with her? Provide us with your feedback in the comment section that can be found below. Reassured following the event, they took advantage of the situation to teach him about the importance of leaning on family during difficult times, as well as about the importance of staying resilient and having empathy. It is without a doubt that the compassionate response of George's parents will leave an impression that lives on forever. It demonstrated that his feelings are valid, even in the face of enormous pressure from the public, and that his family is there to support him unconditionally. During this moment, the general public was given a powerful reminder that despite their titles and crowns, the royal family is, at their core, a family that works together to overcome the challenges that life throws at them. Following the continuation of the event, George was able to regain his composure with the assistance of his parents. Even though they were only fleeting, his tears left an indelible mark on those who were present to witness them. In addition, the family's response, which was both loving and genuine, served to further strengthen the admiration and connection that millions of people have for the contemporary royal family. This moment, which was captured in the unfiltered nature of live television, was a profound reflection of their humanity, their unity, and their unwavering dedication to one another. Once Prince George broke down in tears on live television, it was no longer a private moment. Rather, it became a phenomenon that was felt all over the world. George's tears sparked an emotional tidal wave, capturing the hearts of millions of people all over the world. This occurred in an era in which royal appearances are dissected down to every detail. Social media erupted with reactions in a matter of moments, transforming a fleeting moment of vulnerability into a viral sensation that resonated across a wide range of cultures, ages, and nationalities. On social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, there was an overwhelming number of posts dedicated to George's emotional moment. Within a matter of minutes, the hashtag #ChariPrinceGeorge became popular as individuals from a wide variety of backgrounds expressed their thoughts on the young royal's sentiments. Others have voiced their admiration for George's bravery, pointing out that even those who will one day become kings are still human. A groundswell of empathy and understanding was created as a result of the sharing of personal anecdotes by other individuals regarding the emotional experiences of their own children. The viewers were moved by the contrast between the formality of the royal setting and the raw humanity of George's tears. This contrast struck a chord with them. One user tweeted, "He's not just a prince, he's a child like any other," and this sentiment was repeated thousands of times elsewhere on the internet. As a result of the widespread dissemination of memes, heartfelt messages, and even fan art, the significance of the moment was captured, and it became firmly established as one of the most relatable royal moments in recent history. A number of commentators interpreted the event as a symbol of a monarchy that was undergoing change. In the past, the royal family was frequently perceived as being remote and inaccessible. They were bound by strict traditions and protocols that discouraged anyone from expressing their feelings in public. However, George's tears and the compassionate response from his parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, presented a new narrative, a contemporary royal family that places a higher value on genuineness and connection than they do on stoic formality. One prominent commentator stated, "This is what we want to see from the royal family," and they were on the right track. As a result of the incident, the concept that the monarchy, despite being steeped in tradition, is evolving to meet the expectations of a modern world was reinforced. Real emotions, real people, and real parenting. In a public that frequently questions the institution's continued relevance, George's tears helped to humanize the organization and make it more approachable. In the moment that went viral, national boundaries were not relevant. Through their responses to George's tears, people from a variety of countries and cultures discovered that they shared a common ground. There were parents who empathized with the difficulties of calming down an emotional child, while there were also parents who praised the royal family for their ability to be relatable. The moment brought about a rare global consensus, with many people highlighting the fact that human emotions are shared by all people everywhere. Media outlets, which are typically quick to criticize, have adopted a tone of admiration for the individual. A number of headlines such as, "A future king shows his humanity," and "Prince George's tears break the royal mold," dominated the news cycle, which served to further emphasize the significance of the event. As a result of the event, analysts observed that the connection between the royal family and the general public was strengthened, particularly among younger generations who are more interested in authenticity than formality. It was also about what those tears represented instead. Within a society in which public figures are frequently expected to project an image of perfection, George's vulnerability was a welcome and refreshing change. Individuals were reminded that feelings are shared by all people, and that even those who were born into privilege experience moments of feeling overwhelmed. In the case of the royal family, the overwhelmingly positive response from the general public was probably reassuring. Their decision to embrace a more open and empathetic image was validated by this. demonstrating that moments of humanity have a profound impact on their audience. The emotional moment that Prince George experienced while appearing on live television was more than just a fleeting instance of vulnerability. Rather, it was a potent reminder of the humanity that lives behind the royal titles. A single tear-filled moment was all it took for the young prince to bridge the gap between the public and the monarchy. He did this by demonstrating that even those who are destined to sit on crowns and thrones are not immune to the complexities of human emotion. A profound impact was made on audiences all over the world by this extraordinary demonstration of unfiltered emotion. It offered a glimpse into the life of a young boy who was navigating enormous pressure and expectation, which was a departure from the traditional image of royalty, which is one that is polished, composed, and distant. Through his tears, George brought to the attention of the entire world the fact that the difficulties of maturing, the burden of responsibility, and the experience of loss are universal, regardless of one's social standing. The significance of the moment was further bolstered by the response of Prince William and Princess Catherine. They demonstrated the evolution of the royal family into a more contemporary and approachable institution by providing George with comfort through their compassionate and hands-on approach. In order to send a strong message about the significance of empathy, connection, and family, they made the decision to put their child's emotional well-being ahead of strict protocol. The public's perception of the monarchy's continued relevance in the modern world was strengthened by this moment. It demonstrated that the royal family, which is frequently assumed to be an enduring symbol of tradition, is capable of developing and adjusting to new circumstances. Moments like these are particularly meaningful because they are not about grandeur or ceremony. Rather, they are about the human experience that is shared by all people. This particular moment is likely to serve as a defining chapter in Prince George's journey, both as an individual and as a potential future leader. This is because Prince George is continuing to develop. It is a powerful reminder that the key to personal strength is not to repress one's feelings, but rather to accept and embrace them. And by doing so, George did more than just humanize himself. He also redefined what it means to be a royal in this day and age.